Good afternoon, everybody. Thank you for joining, taking some time out of your day to learn with us. My name is Ted Lawson. I am an account manager over at Coastal Business Supplies. I'm being joined today by Lily from Epson. We are going to spend a little time talking about the differences and upgrades from the F9470 to the new F9570.
Sounds great. Well, hello, everyone. My name is Lily Hunter. I am one of the product managers here at Epson. And good morning, good afternoon, wherever you're watching from. Thank you so much for joining us. Very excited to go over the dye sublimation printers that we have here.
I did want to take a little bit of time and let y'all know that we are going to have a question and answer session at the end of this webinar. So feel free to put your questions in the chat and we'll get to them at the end of this session.
It's good. All right, so let's get started and have those questions ready. And as we go through the demo and the webinar, please start typing in those questions.
So Lily, I see you standing in front of the new 9570.
Yes. So let me give you a quick history on our Epson printers and how we came to the new F9570 series. All right, so we've been the market leader for dye sublimation printers for about a decade now. We have everything from desktop all the way to 76 inches wide. And in the past, for the 64-inch printer, we had one with a single print head, and then we had another one with two staggered print heads, which was the predecessor F9370, F9470. And now we just have one printer in the 64 inches wide that replaces everything. So what I'll do is I'll send some print jobs through so you can see at least the speed, because people want to see, gee, what's so new with it and how does it print? And then we'll go over what we saw with our previous printers that were awesome and what's new. So in the past, with the F9370, F9470, those printers were great when we launched them. And great print heads, great ink technology, just a solid workhorse. Well, we actually improved on it. And one of the things is the speed and productivity. So what I have going on here is a 2-pass print mode for sportswear. And this may be printed, say, with a 3 or 4-pass print mode with the previous generation. So basically, you can get the same quality with lower pass counts for printing. So for fashion and signage, you can get some really great results at 1.5 pass. So your print speed is up to 1,590 square feet per hour. This is 50% faster than our previous generation. And I mentioned that we also had a single head versions, the F7200, that a lot of people loved, especially in the fine art industry. Well, this printer has one big print head, and we'll go through all of that later. So now this printer is great, not just for textiles, but great for fine art as well. So speed-wise, and I know a lot of times fine art, you don't really care about speed, but it actually prints up to 4 times faster than single head printers out there, especially used for fine art. So just because you have the speed doesn't mean you're sacrificing on quality.
So we're getting the best of both worlds. We're getting the ability to do high speed for textiles and also the ability to do rigid substrates for like Chromolux panels.
Absolutely, absolutely. And another thing too, and I purposely chose these particular graphics, and it may be hard to see, but it has lots of textures and gradients. And it is picking up not just the textures, but the gradients as well, instead of just printing one big dark block. So it has the ability to print the fine details and you know, the colors, and it's not puddling into one big mess.
It's my understanding that this platform comes in two models, a PE and an HPE. Can we run through the differences?
Sure. Well, PE stands for production edition, because it is a high production printer. So the difference between the F9570 versus the F9570H, H stands for hexachrome, or 6 colors. So without the H, it's your standard CMYK. And for the H version, you have a choice of including fluorescent yellow, fluorescent pink, like the predecessor. However, unlike the predecessor, you can also choose orange and violet, or light cyan, light magenta. So once you pick them, you're stuck with them. You can't change it. Fine art people love the light cyan, light magenta. If you're doing lots of corporate images and you want a lot of, like an expanded color gamut, the orange and violet is wonderful. And of course, fluorescent, you know, it didn't die in the 80s. It keeps coming back. I still love it. So that, you know, you have that option too for the fluorescent colors.
Now, it's my understanding this machine holds 2 of each color, correct?
Correct, correct. So let's switch over to the inks. It has 2 per color right here. And what's really neat is it truly is hot swappable. So it's currently pulling from this, for instance, the black, it's pulling from this top one. I can actually pull it out and it's still continuing. It automatically switched to the other ink pack. So yes, you get 2 per color, and that means you can replace the empty ink bag at any time as needed. It did not stop the printing at all. So that is also one of the cool features for the productivity. I know we're talking about inks, but one more thing that I totally forgot about, the not just the print speed, but the productivity. As jobs get sent through one after another, let's say from a hot folder, there's not going to be a pause in between each print job because of the job connector features. So sometimes there are printers out there where there are in-between job processes that can take 15 seconds, 30 seconds. So imagine if you send 100 jobs through and you're having to wait an extra 30 seconds for the printer to do its little features and functionalities to do whatever. Just bypassing that, just imagine how much extra production you can get out of it. I mean, at the end of the day, I mean, with the number of jobs you're going through, because this is a production printer, I mean, that you don't want to waste up to an hour because the printer's, you know, doing whatever maintenance, you know, every 15, 30 seconds adds up, job after job after job. Okay.
Now, did this model get a new print head?
Yeah, and okay, real quick, yes, it did, but real quick, in regards to the inks, I know I showed the ink packs and stuff. It's the same ink as the predecessor. It's still the same Ultrachrome DS ink. So instead of pouring it into those ink tanks, which can be a mess, especially magenta, looks like you murdered someone if you got a lot of inks on you, but also those ink chips that I've heard horror stories about. But the inks now come in these sealed, degassed ink packs. All right, they're 1.6 liters each. I know it looks flat. It will look fuller for the new pack, but chips on here. Here are the ink packs. The shelf life is so much longer because you haven't opened it up to pour it into the tank. So 2 years shelf life. All right, so all you have to do is put it in this tray. It's a matter of snapping it in, and there you go. And in the past, with the other printers where you refill the tank, you have to go in with a little stick that's included to kind of jiggle wiggle and mix things around. So all you have to do now is shake the ink pack. The printer will tell you when it's time to shake the ink pack. So you're rocking the baby. That's all you're doing. And that's it. So it'll tell you which inks to shake. So you'll get more notifications to shake the black, maybe twice a week, whereas the colors, it's less frequent. Okay, so back to print head. Yes. So in the past, previous generation has TFP print head, the precision core TFP print head. Great print head, works wonderfully. So the F7200 series had one of these. The F93 and the F94 had two of these, but they're staggered. Well, this is the new print head, one ginormous print head. So it's even bigger, and the print swath is a lot bigger, even with it in comparison to the two staggered print heads. So that's why you're getting the speed, and it's the latest advanced technology. So one of the new features and technology that's included is nozzle verification technology, and VT. Just like its name, it's verifying the nozzles. So if you have a clog or anything like that, the printing doesn't stop. So it's detected, maybe the neighboring nozzles will fire, say, larger droplets to compensate while it's purging out and cleaning the nozzles. So that's one of the new features that's not in this one. And here's another thing too. I'm going to put this down. All right, so this one is for the 9570H. You know, 6 colors, and you get 2 channels per color. Now, if you have just a regular dual CMYK, the print head will have this. So regardless if you're printing with 4 color or 6 color, you have enough channels where it's dual. That's where the speed comes in, and there's no difference in speed whether it's a 4 color or 6 color, whereas you're not sharing nozzles or limiting nozzles, because with the previous generation, the 9470H, if you had it with fluorescent yellow or fluorescent pink, yes, it slows down. When you were just printing with 4 colors, it was fast. So you're not going to sacrifice speed because of that. Oh, another thing too, let's see, and this is perfect timing. Let's see, the print head, and we'll go over a few other things regarding the print head. I'm just making sure that the printer is done, because we have a new feature that's part of our warranty where it's a user replaceable print head. Oh, perfect, it's done. So while we're on the topic of print head, so we have our extended service warranty, and we can go more into it later. One of the features is you can choose either an Epson technician comes out to service, replace a print head, whatever, or you can choose a user replaceable print head option. And it's quite fast and easy. So it's still a piezo print head, like you saw. It's not a thermal print head where it's a consumable that needs to be replaced so often. But after billions of shot counts and seeing that, okay, you know, print quality, it's the print head's on its last leg, time to change it. You can purchase the print head, and then you can do the replacement yourself. All right, so all you're doing is there's a thumb screw up here, right over here. And after that, just replace the cover. These blue locks, they're quarter turn locks. You just turn them. You don't need to disconnect any of these hoses or anything. Leave those alone. Just just work with these, and there are other screws. So basically the whole assembly comes out, and then you take the old printhead out, you pop the new one in, and it takes a few minutes. And then after that, the calibration is done automatically. You do not have to waste time trying to calibrate things, get it working again. And so within an hour, you can be back up and running. So imagine if you are doing, say, 200 jerseys a day, and they're like $100 each, and being down a day, if not more, waiting for a technician to come in will cost you tens of thousands of dollars of lost sales. So why do that when you can replace it yourself and be back up and running within an hour? So that's one of the options we have for our new extended service warranty for this printer.
Now, Lily, I see we have 64-inch paper in that machine. Is that the only size it'll use?
Oh, no, absolutely not. You can go narrower. I believe that you can go as narrow as, like, say, 9.6 inches wide, 10 inches wide. But this is a production printer. You're getting more usage with a 6.4-inch wide roll of media. You can gang up multiple jobs. And you saw how fast that went. So the printing and stuff, it's more economical to go 64-inch. But no, you can definitely load in narrower transfer paper.
And the paper, you can use the adhesive tack and the regular standard 140 weights for the Chromolux material.
Exactly, exactly. We have different weights of Epson transfer paper, but then there's lots of paper out there from different media manufacturers for transfer paper. So they work from the lightweights to the heavyweights.
I know some of our old salts are bringing from the older versions their Wasatch, but I understand Edge Print's available for this as well.
So what's in the box is the Edge Print Pro software, and we included a 3-month prepaid subscription for Wasatch. So it's up to you to activate it. So there's a postcard in there with big old bright letters to do not discard, so that way they can activate the Wasatch RIP. It is prepaid. It is not a downgraded version. It is the full version, and it's also the latest version, and it's free for you because all you have to do is activate it, set up a cloud. I think it's like a cloud platform. It all goes through Wasatch. And so not only that, once you activate it, you will be notified towards the end of the 3-month period that, hey, it's nearing the end of expiration and you have a choice to continue or not. It will not automatically renew or anything like that where, oh my gosh, I forgot to cancel, I'm stuck with it. No. You have a choice to renew it and work with Wasatch on that. And I believe for the F95s, the renewal is $99 a month. And so you tell them if you want to renew. Say you forget, oh my gosh, I forgot and I really want to continue with it. You have a grace period of about 10 to 14 days where you can go back in where you signed up to activate and say, yes, I want to continue with it. So it's a great, great, great feature. Now, for those that have Wasatch already, when they get this printer, they can combine licenses and where they can get 3 months for free. And then they work with Wasatch to work out the details. And also it has two printer queues. So one will be for the F95 and you can use the second one for another Epson printer. So lots of features. It's the full-blown version, not it's a free trial version or anything like that. And you get technical support from them. And they also have different color profiles already created for the F95. So yeah, plug and play, ready to go.
Now we jumped in so quick and gotten to the technical a little deeper. Am I noticing that printer looks a good bit smaller than some of the previous models?
Yes, 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 yes. It is 12 inches shorter than the previous version. And so it's lower. It's a nice compact design. So a lot of people that are buying these, they're buying fleets of them. So you do save space because you can not only, get it close against the wall, but, it's very nice and lower, compact. And the neat thing with it being lower as well is, especially if you have a fleet of them, you can kind of see over it and kind of monitor your whole fleet. And also kind of cool, I'm going to go here. There's this cool little skateboard looking thing. I'm just going to roll it out. It is a media lifter. So you can put your media on here. There's a little crank. So so when it's time to load the media, you've got a cool little media lifter ready to be used.
And that's included in the box?
Yes, yes, you can use it as a media lifter. Now, if you're feeling a little bored in the workplace and want to use it to sit on and roll around and have little races, you can do that too. But it's not, it's not in the user manual to use it that way.
Now, we briefly touched on the ink configurations. Did you want to talk about those in a little more detail?
Let's see. Well, yeah, so basically, once again, you have the CMYK, you have different sets. So you have the fluorescent yellow, fluorescent pink, you've got the orange and violet with that has an expanded color gamut. You have the light cyan, light magentas. That's great for fine art, especially for the gradients and all of those things. So it just all depends on what you use. Now, the neat thing is this, all of our 44-inch and higher, wider printers all have the same configuration. So it's a nice step-up program, meaning say you have our 44-inch, the F6470 or the F6470H. The H, once again, 6-color option. It uses the same 1.6 liter ink pack. Say you start with that and you grow, it's the same ink pack. And you can choose the same ink configuration. So as business grows, production grows, you started with an F64, you can step up to an F95 and go on from there.
And you're really not having to worry about color at that point. Everything's going to just progress with you as you grow.
Absolutely. And the latest technology in the print head, the micro TFP print head, the RIP software workflow, your workflow, your way. We try and make it consistent for the step up.
Now, I understand this has a remote monitoring option.
Yes, yes. So we have the Epson Cloud Solution port, and this is a great tool that you just need to register. It's free. You can and you can register. Get any or all of your Epson printers logged on there, and it's a secured, encrypted cloud solution port where it's a great tool. It monitors production. There's cost estimators, a lot of different tools. So you can see, what's running, what's not running. So you can work on your desktop. There's also an app. Say something happens and the printer stopped printing before the job's done, you'll get a notification. But other tools, like say for the usage, you can see how much ink usage. You can see which colors are being used more, and also which jobs you maybe do more of. And they'll help you with planning in the future. Like, oh my gosh, we're really using all this, these color inks. I need to make sure I have a little bit more than usual. Like say if there's a season and you need to make sure you have enough inks or certain supplies, definitely a great tool to have. And another thing too is I call it's like the check engine light thing where if there's any problems and you're on port and you need tech support, we can go into our tech support team can go into port and look at the data like a check engine light to see like, oh, this happened or that happened. and it helps with tech support, maybe diagnose some things as well. So a lot of different tools. Like I said, you can monitor your different printers, productivity, and all that great stuff. And once again, it is secured. It's not like Big Brother's watching or Big Epson's watching.
I know we get a lot of questions on cost, and that cost calculator really is something people are looking for.
Absolutely. Yeah, and it dials in your actual job and the quality you're printing it. You can see exactly how much ink per ink color that it's using. So yeah, great tool to have.
Speaking of color, this machine has compatibility with your SD10?
Yes. Our SD10 is a nice portable small spectrophotometer. And yes, you can measure color, create custom color charts, try to dial in certain colors. So it is a great tool to have. It works with Epson Edge Print. And so, for instance, you have a color that you like, you can say measure that color and create a custom color that you can upload to port, and then say while designing in Illustrator, you can now go and choose those custom colors in your design. Another thing too is, so that's on the front end, you're designing with these special custom colors that you measured. Now, during production, say you're running a bunch of let's say, certain job with certain colors, and you want to change maybe a color from, say, pink to one of your custom colors in your color library in Epson Edge Print, you can choose to replace a certain color with that particular custom color. So during production, if you want to do like a limited edition that's slightly different, you can do that on the run as well.
So I think we've presented this as a pretty good option for most people that are in a high production environment.
Absolutely. So we were at ISA a couple of weeks ago, and it was really amazing to see the people that came through. These were people who have dye sublimation printers. So you had a scenario where they've had older printers that's been, kind of duct taped and worked on, and it was like it was on its last leg, ready to give up its life to go to printer heaven. So people were looking, oh my gosh, I need to replace them because it costs more to fix them, and even then the printing is not as good as it could be. And then you had another group of people that have, say, a fleet of printers or a few printers, and production is growing. If they're bringing more jobs in-house, they need to keep up. So they needed to add to their fleet. So those were the main people that we saw. They've been doing their research, and the neat thing is they were there to pretty much pull the trigger and get the printer and get this particular printer. So lots of excitement there, great reception, and there were serious buyers, especially with all the things that's going on nowadays. So they wanted to lock in at the current price and just get these products in.
Yep. Yeah, I appreciate this. Well, I think we've answered a lot of the questions people will have, but If you do have a question, please feel free to put it into the chat or in the Q&A section on the left-hand side of your screen. I will be having Jamie send out a flyer with the information, just a spec sheet, just to kind of keep y'all up to date on what's going on. Was there
Yes.
anything in addition that we would like to add to that, Lily?
Well, I think you're also going to give your point of contact so people can reach out to you and
Absolutely.
get more information and buy now. So, yeah, while prices have not fluctuated as crazily, yeah, get that order in before, you know.
We are in a time of unknown.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm trying to be politically correct, so that's why I'm stumbling on words. We're on a roller coaster, so we know prices aren't going down. So buy now, before prices, you know, go up and all that stuff. And that's where they contact you.
Absolutely.
Pointing at you, Ted, not you, the audience.
It looks like we had one question that what the ink cost was. The ink comes in a 2-bag configuration. Yes. So when you purchase the ink, you will receive 2 bags at a time. And I'm trying not to log off of my system. Those bags are $365 for the 2-pack.
Except for the orange and violet and the fluorescent, those are a little bit higher.
Yes, those have a little higher cost to them.
Yeah, but once again, these ink packs, 2 years shelf life. So that's pretty doggone good.
I have a question. I joined late. Are there any delivery? I'm not sure if he's asking if there's a delivery cost or if there is an availability of the printers. It's my understanding that the printers are in the United States, so they are available to ship. And the delivery cost would
yes.
be dependent on your area.
Yeah, so yes, it's on a pallet. We try to keep everything as compact as possible on the pallet. So things are, so like say, like for instance, this fan up here and the dryer unit there. Well, the dryer unit folds down, so it's like a narrower profile. Yeah, the ink bay and everything is as compact as possible. But yes, it's on a pallet, and well, the good folks at Coastal will be there for the installation. And
absolutely, this would come with an on-site installation from Coastal. We would go through some of the requirements as in the requirements to get it in the building. Mm-hmm. The actual dimension of this unit is 103 by 37 by 40. So we're going to need a double door to at least get it in your facility.
Turn it sideways and yeah. Absolutely. It's definitely more compact than the previous generation.
It is. It is.
Yes. So yes, we have printers stateside. A lot of them have been spoken for since ISA, but we have more coming in, and we're continuously filling the channels as much as we can. So that's why if you've been researching and you know you want to buy, yes, there is that urgency to get that order in with this current price. And yes, we're filling in the channels. I'm not trying to be you know, like a used car salesperson or something. It's like, buy now or it's going to be gone forever. So nothing like that. But yes, in full disclosure, yes, they're very popular, and a lot of them have been taken and more are coming in.
Absolutely. Well, I wanted to thank you for joining us today, everybody. Thank Lily for all of her information. It's always informative. My name's Ted Lawson. I am available at 314-447-2105. If you have any questions, give me a call. Try to stump the chump, as we say.
Well, thank you, everyone. Really appreciate being part of this. And it is a great printer. I know I sound biased, but it is actually a great, great printer.